And there we are. Good. Welcome. My name is Ike. This is Switzerland Play It with the angry game news. Well, can't be too angry today. Selected like a few news, not too many. Hopefully, just filling up the 1 hour. Every day from Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Me with game news, some TV show news, movie news, pop culture-ish news, I would say. Other than that, eh. Other than that, eh. My bot name is not visible in my plugin, but the message is. Whatever. Weird. Ahoy, Eden. Ahoy, FP. Ahoy, Out My Junk. Ahoy, Haste. Good to see you. Over the weekend, we got a lot of news, and those news are still pouring in pretty much. Mainly just release dates and little trailer announcements and all that. Because the Summerfest, the Summer Game Fest, and the Summer Game Fest Showcase, or whatever that was called, that convention, that uninvited Camelot, the NASCAR driver, which was very bland in the first place, but they got even less fucking visitors for that. Well, stupid. Gotta do stupid stuff, right? But we got enough news to fill up the 1 hour, I think, and let's get into it. How about that? If you want to contact me, by the way, down below are all the contact information for X, Gab, email address, my website. You can donate. You can donate via rants or just thumbs up. That might be the best thing to do to push the channel to higher planes in the streaming world. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think it's doing anything on Rumble, but it does my ego better, I guess. Hi, brew. But Switch 2, great. We have Switch 2 news for sure. But before we get to the Switch 2 news, how about some absolutely random Magic the Gathering news? I'm not having any cards at all. I don't care for that crap, really. I played a few times, but other than that, nah. Not my thing, but Magic the Gathering, very beloved, has millions and millions of players on this planet, and they might do good stuff. They might do bad stuff, and they might release a new card deck that is going to be looked after, or maybe not. Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy creators on choosing the right characters for the cards. IGN Live 2025. So they had just this live event, IGN, and showed like a few cards and all that, and talked about the Final Fantasy cards, which Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the West Coast, or whatever they are called, doesn't matter really, are gonna publish Final Fantasy cards. So might be fun for some people, not for me, but I want to point out certain things that I will not trust them. No promotion yet. Only $1 rants for you. Thank you, Brew. Every rant is very much appreciated, no matter how small or big. I mean, the bigger ones might be longer on screen, but $1 is fucking $1. Well, it's $1 minus 23 cents. But yeah. Having already out pre-orders of many packs and bundles already. Twice already. English, man. English, I'm telling you. I don't know why I spot that stupid stuff, but I spot it. The Magic the Gathering, the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy cards officially will be released June 13th on principal design Gavin Verhey and executive producer Zakil Gordon were on hand at the IGN Live today to discuss the much anticipated collaboration. Was it really anticipated? I don't know. I think it's just interesting to point out the new cards are coming out, and a whole new series pretty much with Final Fantasy. And I hope they're gonna be good. I hope fans are gonna like it. We're gonna see, I guess. Because remember, in the past, we had stuff like this published by the Wizards of Coast. Not West Coast, just Coast, fine. You remember that? Aragorn, the Black King, we was kangs and shit. Not many people like that, not even hardcore Magic the Gathering fans, and even less Lord of the Ring fans liked that. It's the same company who publishes that stuff, so there you go, I guess. What could go wrong? Do you guys play Magic the Gathering stuff? Are you such people? Do you have a deck? Are you gathering every, I don't know, Tuesday? Play with your buddies? Put up the card. Ah, here, Black Aragorn, bitch! I'm gonna rob you right now. I'm gonna target you. Up with hope, down with woke. I mean, Final Fantasy has a lot of characters and a lot of monsters and a lot of bosses, a lot of legendary creatures and stuff like that. So they have enough material. They don't need to make anything woke really in it. So yeah, hope for the best for the players and the fans. Right. Speaking of fans, are you fans of Loki? Oi, Tiny. Are you fans of Loki from the Marvel Universe? Because he had to say something to us. Loki star Tom Hiddleston says he didn't know until the rest of the world knew about Robbie Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. I texted Kevin Feige with just like exclamation marks, like a little boy. Oh, I'm so excited. Robbie Downey Jr. being Doctor Doom. So silly. I just found it interesting that he was pointed out in this news because it seems like he needed some attention for some reason. I'm not sure if Loki is gonna be in this Doomsday Marvel movie because is he alive still? Is he dead? Nobody really knows. Remember, Loki got a whole show for himself, 2 seasons. I mean, he was a unmanned. Let's put it that way. In the last season of Loki, he became a female Loki there. So there's that. So he might need attention to show that he is there. I don't remember like you saw the seats in the first announcement of the new Doomsday movie, and I don't remember his name being there, but he's most likely around. So and I found it interesting that he needed some attention and pointed out that in an interview. And he seems to be a fanboy of Robert Downey Jr. I mean, I have nothing against Robert Downey Jr., but he's an okay actor. But other than him being Tony Stark in the Marvel universe in the movies, and in Tropic Thunder with blackfacing, a lot of blackfacing, very well made blackfacing, mind you. He was funny there too, but other than that, I don't remember him in any other movie. He was, of course, in oh, I forgot the movie with the atomic bomb, Oppenheimer, right? He was the one of the generals there. But other than that, he is not this Hollywood superstar. All right, I don't care for him. Let's put it that way. Loki star Tom Hiddleston has revealed that he was as shocked as the rest of the Marvel fans when the former Iron Man actor was announced as the new big bad during last year's Comic Con. I didn't know that until the rest of the world knew that. Hiddleston told Josh Horowitz during an interview in the podcast Happy, Sad, Confused. I don't know about that podcast, never saw it. Yeah, but there we have it. Hiddleston being super happy about Robbie Downey Jr. being Doctor Doom. which I don't understand how that will go in this movie. That he, the face of Tony Stark, is becoming Doctor Doom. How they're gonna twist it? It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess. The moment Marvel confused everything together with this nobody's really dead, and we can go into the quantum field and coming out in another space, in another space time continuum, blah blah blah, getting Thor's hammer there and all that crap, the new dimension. Nothing matters anymore, really. You can die. For example, Doctor Strange can die infinite amount of times. He's still there because it doesn't matter. So this whole Marvel universe stuff is, for me, broken as fuck. He wants you to eat the bugs. Ahoy, Godzilla. No bugs for nobody. Don't trust any of those actors. Yeah. I mean, Hiddleston is okay. I saw his other movie, his own movie with the towers, where, yeah, it was weird. He's a good actor in that sense, but other than that, who cares about Hollywood superstars and stars? But there you have it. Hiddleston was so happy, he messaged Feige, which, again, I remind you, name is German origins. Feige means coward. He messaged his coward boss and was super happy. Instantly, and needed to message him. Like a little boy. Silly. You never know what they are getting paid to do the do inside and outside of the public eye. That's true. I don't think he got paid a lot or anything, really. It's more like he got the opportunity to talk to somebody in an interview, in a podcast, and needed to point it out that he was super excited and that he messaged his boss. I don't think he got paid anything for that. He might get like a little, maybe, bonus or a little favor later on, like to spreading out those little pieces of information. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna get really anything. Good thing I no longer care about Hollywood. If anyone comes from it, if anything comes from it, good, so be it. But I don't have expectation anymore. And you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have any. Not these days. Speaking of expectations, and it's not Hollywood directly, but 3 years after it was announced, Henry Cavill talks up his dream come true Warhammer series at Amazon. It is a very complex IP, and that's what I love about it. So we knew very early on that Henry Cavill was in charge for the new upcoming Warhammer 40K show on Amazon. After he got pretty much dumped and he had enough of The Witcher being butchered by Netflix, he had nothing to say there. He was just the actor. He had no role about production, about directing, and anything of that. He was just a fan of The Witcher. He played the games and he liked it. That's why he was excited at first. But later on, he was pissed about how they executed the story there. Yeah, I was not a big fan of it. The season 1 was actually not too shabby. It was just a little bit annoying how they mixed like two timelines meeting towards the end. Two storylines, pretty much. If you know a little bit about The Witcher, you saw it coming after half of the show. But yes, later on it got more and more stupid. Not very good looking actress, you know. But we got now maybe the chance to see Henry Cavill doing something good. Henry Cavill says he wants to do justice to Warhammer 40K's Amazon series, describing it as a dream come true. In a new interview with Esquire, Cavill opened up about his new position as executive producer on the Warhammer franchise. It's different from what I've done before. It's in the sense I haven't had my hand on the tiler of things before. It's wonderful doing that. It is a tricky IP and very complex IP, and that's what I love about it. The challenges that come with putting this on the page in a way that is doing justice to that complexity, that trickiness, and that nuance nuance is a challenge I'm enjoying enormously. So he might be a fan. He might have like the tabletop stuff from Warhammer. I know very little to all nothing of Warhammer 40k. I played a little bit Space Marine, the first one for PC, which I found it interesting. But the lore is gigantic, has a lot of fans, and many fans are buying the tabletop sets to paint them and all that stuff, which is nice, you know, which is cool and all. I am not much into that stuff, but if you are into it, go for it, man. At first, it was first announced back in 2022 that Amazon had acquired the rights to Games Workshop's tabletop game, with Cavill attached as both lead and as executive producer, a role that would see him bring the grand vision of Warhammer to life across various projects, including possible film and TV shows. For 30 years, I have dreamed of seeing a Warhammer universe in live action. Now, after 22 years of experience in this industry, I finally feel that I have the skill set and experience to guide a Warhammer cinematic universe into life. Cavill wrote on Instagram at that time. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see. That I think that's a big task. And Cavill was always only an actor. And he is a very charismatic guy. He once streamed or made at least a video how he built his own computer, which was nice. In the nerd world, he is very, very beloved, I would say. Other than that, has he ever done really anything like producing or directing or anything? We will see. We'll see, because not always fans gonna do the best job in executing franchises, IPs into real life action stuff, you know. We're gonna see. I don't know why Warhammer, like the rights holders of that stuff, even care about that, because they can do stuff by their own. Like I said, I don't know a lot, but a few years ago, I just saw this trailer popping up in my timeline, and I think if they would go by themselves, they could produce like really nice stuff. So I wanted to show this trailer and to fill up a few more minutes in the show. Ahoy, Nutty. So we got like high quality CGI.
I never wanted to unleash my legions. Together we banished the ignorance of old night. But you betrayed me. You betrayed us all. You stole power from the
Very nice voice acting.
lied to your sons. Mankind has only one chance to prosper. If you will not seize it, then I will. So let it be war.
So with this voice acting, with these visuals, the fights, the music, very atmospheric, pretty epic looking, right?
From the skies of terror to the galactic rim.
I wouldn't know, I can't hear it. What?
Boil.
No, it is audible. Fucking Brew just scared me for a second there, little bitch.
Drop of my blood. once more. And if I cannot save it from your failure, Father, then let the galaxy burn.
So when I saw this first, I thought like, holy shit, when is this movie coming out? If you look into it, it's Warhammer. It's just a tabletop, a new set. So they made like this amazing trailer thing just for a tabletop set. And it's high quality tabletop stuff, right? But they made this trailer just for a tabletop set. That's my point. So they had like the execution very well done. And they do a lot of those trailer stuff. So I'm not sure why they are relying on Amazon at all. You know what I mean? I was just surprised. I really saw this trailer. I thought like, holy shit, that's what Warhammer is. I want movies just like that. But no, it was just just to promote the Horus Heresy set, pretty much. Which is amazing. It's just looking good, and I see zero wokeness in it. I see just whatever Warhammer is, I think they brought it to life in this trailer for this very particular set. Why not in again? Which show was bait and switch. It was, I mean, after season one already, yes, sure. Netflix slop. I don't know shit about Warhammer, but I'm interested in the series because of Cavill and the passion he brings to these nerd projects. Well, like I said, just because you're a fan doesn't mean you're gonna be the right guy to do stuff. Because you need to know about camera work, you need to know about directing, you need to know about the production stuff. He might be now experiencing us, just like he said in that interview, after this time now that he feels comfortable enough to be the producer of that whole thing. But like being in charge for the whole franchise in the cinematic universe, that's a big task, man. But yes, that's Warhammer, in my opinion. If Henry Cavill can do something similar to what we just saw, which is a 3-year-old trailer now, might come very well around. Film Comics Explained. Film Comics Explained does good videos on Warhammer universe. Oh yeah, you have tons and tons of lore explanation on YouTube. I'm just saying that I have no idea about it. Hammer time. It does look fairly cool. It does look fairly cool. It is legit. Rumor for the Nintendo fanboys out there. Rumor Nintendo Switch 2 launch sales in France revealed. Country's fastest selling system ever. Wow, I don't know about that, but okay if you say that. We are just a few days removed from Nintendo Switch 2 launch, but we apparently already have sales data from France, and the report is impressive. In its first week, it's claimed that Nintendo new console sold over 200,000 units in the country. In the region's fastest selling gaming system, beating out the PlayStation 5, which previously held the record of 107,000 units. Nintendo Switch 2 generated 130 million euros in 4 days. That includes the system, games, and accessories. Perhaps expectantly, Mario Kart World is proving to be the massive success on its own right. 70% of Nintendo Switch 2 sales were for the bundle. Only 3 to 5% of the Nintendo Switch buyers didn't purchase Mario Kart World, meaning the title has an attach rate of no less than 95%. I think you're twisting around here a little bit the numbers. Especially when you say Mario Kart World is proving to be a massive success on its own right. It doesn't look like it is only so massive successful because it was bundled. Because in the bundle, it's just going to be 30 bucks cheaper for you, right? So I don't see like the phrasing being correct here. Just my 2 cents here. But 200,000 units sold. We have no official numbers, like this article says. However, Geoffur, or however you pronounced it, this tag here, and Pierre 485 shared the sales data on social media. So French PR may have been sent out earlier in the day. Whoever that guy is, I don't know, but this guy just quoted this guy. So you don't have two sources, you have one source only, and this guy quoted this guy. So I don't know what you're on about, but yeah. I don't doubt it's sold very well and it's still gonna sell well, but is it the fastest selling console ever? We're gonna see maybe later. Who's paying them to write that? You tell me. Nintendo Everything is the website, nintendoeverything.com. Speaking of that, again, all the links are all the articles I'm talking about and I'm showing here down below linked. Like my donation link, like my merch link. Buy a cup. If you didn't got a cup for free by me, like some of my viewers got, mainly subscribers in the past and shit. Go buy a angry mug. How about that? Or just thumbs up. Just help the video, I guess. Just a thumbs up might help. Sooner or later, an algorithm is gonna kick in. I think. Who knows about Rumble, right? Also, I'm streaming on Rumble, Twitch, and YouTube. But I'm paying most attention, of course, to Rumble. Because there is my freedom of speech, actually still freedom of speech streaming platform and home. Maybe good news for you in the few days here. Konami press start live stream set for June 12th featuring Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater, Silent Hill F. Believe it or not, I played all the Metal Gear Solid despite being a big fan. 3 I haven't played. So I don't know about the story. I mean, I know about the story a little bit, but I was never into it. I just couldn't bring myself to play it through. I really couldn't. I love 1, I love 2, I love 4, I love 5, which is not really a thing. I mean, 5 is a little bit mixed there with being Hideo Kojima not really super involved anymore at that point already. But with Delta here, Kojima is not on board at all anymore because he left Konami. It might be good though, because if you have fans, if you have like the old team half together and getting the soul of the older games, putting it into new graphics, you might get a really good game still. We're gonna see. All the trailers look fine. Whatever I saw over the past 3-4 years, all of them looked fine to me. I don't doubt it's gonna have success, but is it gonna be story wise like well enough executed without Kojima? That has to be seen. The biggest Metal Gear Solid fanboy? No, I would say I'm a bigger Witcher 3 fanboy. I'm a bigger Final Fantasy 7 fanboy, if at all. I don't care too much for games like franchises like in the past. Because they're not gonna pay me. If they pay me, I might be a bigger fan. So Konami has this press news press showcase in a few days on 6. What was it? AM, PM? I forgot. AM Pacific time, 9 AM Eastern on the June 12th. So if you're a Konami fan, if you are interested in them showing you something new, check out the links here are here. The links are down below. 12th June, 6 AM Pacific time. I'm not looking too much forward to Silent Hill F. That it looked super bland, super like meh, super meh to me. I loved one. The rest, whatever. The first MGS is my favorite. Partially nostalgia, probably. Most likely, it's nostalgia. Speaking of Metal Gear Solid, I have a playlist Metal Gear Solid on my channel. I still need to finish actually, like the fifth one, but yeah, not gonna play the online stuff. What we have one online. I don't know if it's still running the survival thing. Metal Gear Solid. I don't even remember the name correctly. Which is the online Metal Gear Solid, and it will be released new Metal Gear Solid online. Uh, Nobody asked for it, but we're gonna see it sooner or later. Nintendo fans spot Shigeru Miyamoto missing from Mario Kart World credits, but it isn't too much of a surprise. I don't care, but many people were like a little bit upset, and that's why it's news. And I think it's rightfully news, but in my case, I don't give a shit because I don't own the Nintendo Switch 2 and don't own Mario Kart World. But I see why fans are upset about it actually. But I'm gonna tell you why I'm also not surprised. Mario Kart World's credits don't feature Nintendo's most famous designer, Shigeru Miyamoto, creator of Mario himself. But as fans who complete the game spot Miyamoto's absence, others have pointed to his changed role of late as something of an explanation. In days gone by, Miyamoto's name was synonymous with much of Nintendo's gaming output. From Donkey Kong to Nintendogs, Pikmin to Pokemon, Miyamoto was in the credits for dozens of games each year. Indeed, video game credit tracking website Moby Games has 20 credits for Miyamoto in games released within 2000 alone. But Miyamoto's role has changed over the years, and increasingly so within the past decade after he adopted the more supervisory role of creative fellow at Nintendo in 2005. Once a familiar face during Nintendo Direct broadcasts, Miyamoto now most commonly appears in relation to the company's extended reach beyond games, such as when there's news to share on Nintendo's Super Mario Bros. Movie or its Super Nintendo World theme parks. Yeah, and this article goes on a little bit more about that it's not surprising. And it's not surprising because he created those characters specifically when he worked at Nintendo for Nintendo. So it's absolutely the copyright domain of Nintendo. They have all the sayings. He might have created that, but Nintendo owns Mario. And as long as he didn't like sold it from the beginning on and he was like going in with Mario into the company, they own all the rights and they don't need to care for his feelings and all that. It's their franchise. No matter what. No matter what we all think about it. I mean, he had like the biggest impact probably on the company with those characters for sure, but doesn't give him like more rights to be mentioned every time when one of those characters who he created show up on screen and in the games. That's just the reality of it, you know. It would be, like I said, different story if he had created them, made maybe a book or a comic book or a manga, and then went into that stuff to Nintendo. They would have probably a contract and that they need to mention every time based on such and such um, design or creation or books or whatever, right? But they don't have that. They have all the rights. And he has no more sayings really. He is just a face in certain occasion and all that, which is fine. I mean, he's not going to get poor or less rich because he has enough sayings in the company. And like they mentioned in this article, in the theme park world and in the movie was his creation pretty much. Was an okay movie. But other than that, don't be too surprised. Mario Kart World looks like the same game as 8 Deluxe. Um, I mean, yes, because we found out later now that actually it was designed for a Nintendo Switch, the Switch 1, and they just ported it over pretty much to the Switch 2. You have higher resolution, you have a little bit better textures overall, but the level design and the how the world looks and all that, it doesn't look like something super amazing in my opinion. But it's about the gameplay and it's about playing with your buddies, right? In total 24 people. So they put the focus on that. I don't like it too much, especially because you have like the regular course, just driving on the normal road, or you can do this stupid, silly jumping around, jumping on pipes, sliding pipes, touching trees and getting the boost by touching the trees, and from the tree jump to another pipe and slide more. It looks silly in my opinion, but it was all intended this way because whatever you see on live streams and how people do like crazy tricks, it was all intended on those pipes. You have coins spread all around the places, so it's nothing too surprising. But I don't like that. It feels like they tried just to put as much fucking little gimmicks and parkour stylish stuff around it. Not my taste. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't have too much fun with it myself. That's what I can say. I was never overly impressed by anything other than 1, 2, 3, Yoshi's Bullshit, and then Mario Kart. Everything else I played of Mario was mostly meh. We have no fangirl in Ozzitania. Ozzy Trolliania. Ozzy's complaining about Mario. Do we need to take your opinion for real, Eden? I mean, my most beloved game with Mario is Super Mario Bros. 3. But that's mainly to nostalgia, mainly because it doesn't have too many crazy stuff in it, and you know what you're doing, and it's very linear if you want if you want it, other than taking your pipe out and going like a whole new world and all that shit. Other than that, I don't care after pretty much actually N64 days for Mario, for the character Mario myself. It has large maps and it supports a larger audience of players. That's about it. That's what I said. Yes, 24 players. And I'm not gonna join any time ever like voice chat with 23 other guys who all think they need to be louder than the previous one and screaming around. Fuck hell no. Not my beer. How we say it in German. Let's continue with stupid news. Marvel's animated Black Panther anthology will feature Iron Fist, but not the Iron Fist you expect. Well, luckily I didn't expect shit. I didn't even know that this Black Panther anthology animated stuff was coming, but we're gonna get it. It's gonna be about 4 episodes, I think, if my memory serves me right. It's I'm not gonna read this whole thing. Oh, here. With 4 30-minute episodes, Eyes of Wakanda, that's the show name, includes self-contained stories set in different time periods that follow agents from Wakanda as they retrieve different artifacts stolen from their nation. It's mostly a spy story, Harris explained, describing the show as a study of how these agents react to the real world and their journey, balancing what they see with their nationalist agenda. We're gonna steal shit. uh, do we have a date? here. It's gonna be on August the 6th on Disney Plus. I hope, I hope it's gonna be released. I mean, no, not this. We know the date of this one. I hope the game Reloaded. Go look it up. I'm not gonna talk about it too much. It made some waves in the interwebs. Reloaded. Go look it up. If Reloaded is gonna release on the same day, they're gonna have success. I'm telling you. Because that means everybody's gonna think Reloaded is connected to Wakanda, Eyes of Wakanda, because you're gonna get your artifacts back by stealing them back. That's the whole premise of the game, of Reloaded. Stealing back your shit. Nobody asked for this, but we're gonna get this Eyes of Wakanda. We was kanks and shit. I don't know. Why, man? Why? Nobody, really, nobody asked for it. And you make it sound like it's something important by mentioning that the Iron Fist is in this show, is going to be have an appearance. Iron Fist, I watched the Netflix show, was like, meh, okay, you can watch through or just let it run while you're doing something else, right? Nothing too special. And why they say that? Not the Iron Fist you expect. It might be a gender swap. We might get female Iron Fist. How accurate that might be with the comics, I don't know. I don't care. I hope many, many fans will get very upset once more. Such a shitty world we have, man. Speaking of shitty worlds, The Legend of Zelda live action film delayed to May 7th, 2027. Nintendo has delayed the release of the live action The Legend of Zelda film from its previously planned March 26th, 2027 premiere date to May 7th, 2027, the company announced. This is Shigeru Miyamoto. The Legend of Zelda creator Shigeru Miyamoto said in a tweet, "For production's reason, we are changing the release date of the live action film of The Legend of Zelda to May 7th, 2027. It will be some weeks later than the release timing we originally announced, and we will take the extra time to make the film as good as it can be. Thank you for your patience." Yeah, it's a few weeks, roughly, if you extend it 2 months, right? That tells me they didn't do it for production reasons. No fucking way you're doing like 6, 7, maybe 8 weeks later release for production reasons. That's absolutely bullshit, and I don't appreciate that even the great Shigeru Miyamoto fucking bullshits me. I mean, he didn't bullshit me directly, but come on, production reason for a release in what? Almost 2 years from now on? Stop bullshitting people with nonsense like that. So there are two scenarios. One is like much accepted, and one is my own feeling I have why it was a little bit delayed. Many people say like, yeah, it got now a different release time slot, like between the other big movies in that year, that half first of the year. I have the suspicion it has to do something actually with that crap. We got rumors, like, what was that, 2-3 weeks ago, that this tranny here, Hunter Schafer, was in the talks about playing Zelda herself. So he was involved in that rumor. And it got very confusing. At one point, it was said like, yeah, nobody really talked to her, and the agent made like a mistake and just hoped to get in contact with Nintendo and all that stuff. Little a mess. I think something was behind all that crap. I think they were shortly like talking to each other. whom with whom, that's a different story. But right after it was finally like said, no, Schafer is not in the talks with Nintendo about Zelda. We got this news about it's going to be delayed. It's a little bit strange. Why would you delay just now? You know, you could have delayed it earlier, and it's just weird. It's just fucking weird. But yes, this tranny was in the talks, in my opinion. After yesterday, I heard they are gonna delay the movie release. I thought for sure, oh, they were in talks. They were in talks, and now they just needed some kind of reaction and all that stuff without mentioning it in the first place, though. What do you think about Hunter Schafer being Zelda? Would you like that? Would you like your Zelda being a tranny? Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. We are almost done, guys. How is the stream? Stream is running normally. That's good. Link isn't gay. Trannies of this planet will disagree with you, FP. That was maybe 2 years ago now. We had a lot of discussions actually about, is Link even a boy? This went through fucking queer scenes. They talked about that as if there was no mentioning that Link is a boy. But Link is fucking a boy. It's official. You can go scout the internet, and I got like old magazines from archive.org and watched like the very first mentionings of Link being a boy. He's a boy. We all still don't really know what race he is. He's from the older Hyrule race and all that for sure, but we still really don't know who Link is in the first place. But we know he is a boy, and he pretty much will not like other wieners in his mouth. That's for sure. Yes. Full screen Xbox handheld UI is coming to all Windows PCs starting next year. That's great news for Haste, because Haste is a Microsoft fanboy for games, that is, for games. Other than that, he's a big Linux guy. I want to clarify that. We got like news that was yesterday, yeah, about showing games showing up in the Xbox app that are not yet on PC, but they are showing up in the app already. Now we pretty much get more confirmation that it's gonna fuse together, and every Xbox game you are gonna get, you will be able to play sooner or later on your Windows 11 PC. One weakness of Valve's Steam Deck gaming handheld and SteamOS is that by default they will only run Windows games from Steam that are supported by the platform's Proton compatibility layer, plus the subset of games that run natively on Linux. It's possible to install alternative game stores, and Proton's compatibility is generally impressive, but SteamOS still isn't a true drop-in replacement for Windows. Yeah, no shit. It's its own thing, and they're doing a great job. And I hope they're gonna get more attention. I hope more game developer and publisher are gonna consider like, oh, let's make it native SteamOS. Let's try to push that stuff, because all you need is pretty much just the GPU instructions to talk to them, and SteamOS. Well, Valve will help you out with all that and to make it as compatible as possible. So I hope they're going to have more success in the future. Microsoft and Asus co-develop ROG Xbox Ally is trying to offer PC gamers a more comprehensive compatibility solution that also preserves a Steam OS-like handheld UI by putting a new Xbox-branded user interface on top of traditional Windows. That's why I don't like that whole approach, because you're just putting skin pretty much on your system, and your system is not going to run better because of the skin. So are you tweaking the Windows version on the handheld, the ROG, Asus ROG handheld? Probably not. It's going to be just the Windows 11 Home Edition. I reported that yesterday already. So are you going to catch more players this way? Maybe. I doubt it, because I also talked about the price, $800 for the biggest version, for the deluxe version. 150 bucks more than the biggest Steam Deck version, and Steam Deck has an OLED with HDR. So you decide yourself. I'm not going to pay either, but I think you get better performance and better experience with the Steam Deck visually. I'm not going to trust anything like that runs on Windows 11 Home. I myself, that's me on FWin 11. Crimson Skies on handheld would be awesome. Crimson Skies, don't know that. Xbox, woohoo! That's so disappointing by Asus. I mean, Asus is just a hardware company. If they get a deal with another company together, they don't care, and they shouldn't care. It's more hardware producing for them, making more monies. I don't blame Asus. It's, by the way, Asus is not that great of a company, you might think. Sometimes they do like crazy bullshit crap out there, man. I have an Asus mainboard right now, and I'm telling you, the Asus, what is it called? Like their platform for downloading the correct drivers. Create something, whatever. It's a bloated fucking little piece of software, and you need to get it though to get the right drivers. You're not going to get all the drivers on the homepage itself. So Armory is the app, and the Armory is like so bloated and goes so deep into your system without a need. I just want the drivers. How about that? Just give me the drivers, okay? Just give me the drivers and nothing less on the homepage, like in the old days. Many people might remember. In the old days, you could go to your to your manufacturers of the hardware, click on the product, and you get like all the drivers you need. Sometimes you needed to select like Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, but you get always the same, the correct drivers for all the parts on your main board. These days, you can be lucky. That's, and I don't like the Armory. I needed to get it over the weekend after the reinstallment of Windows 10. Fuck 11 for now. We went back to 10. Needed to get this Armory crap, and it got into the system, and I just uninstalled as much as possible of the Armory app. But it's still somewhere in with some services for no good reason. But yeah. I've got an Asus 2008 game laptop that still runs great. Depends for what. Depends for what. Haste. Bro, the Asus 990 FX from the 3 gens ago still work. Yeah, I mean, they don't make bad products. It's not like that. But their driver issue is not better than others. Let me put it that way. MB monitor, GPU, PCU. PCU? What the heck is a PCU? Power cock unit? Do you have a power cock? A power cock unit. Power control unit. What the heck is? I'm not like bad with tech. What the fuck is a power control unit? You mean a power supply? Power supply. The old source based Linux games run great like Half-Life 2. I mean, I hope it runs great. Half-Life 2. It's not a new game. Left 4 Dead 2, etc. One of only 3 mobile that could even run Infamous 9590 FX. 9590 FX. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
I don't think that's a thing, PCU. I'm just saying, FP. I need to look up this CPU. I don't remember the 9590. AM3 Plus. Yeah, if it's still running, it's still running. Just going to cost you a lot of power, I assume. Someone shot it with liquid hydrogen and clocked it to almost 7 gigahertz back in 2013. Then he was lucky that it still kept running. Asus does support ECC on quite a few mobos. I mean, that depends on the CPU. If the CPU doesn't support it, it doesn't mean jack shit, actually. And today, everything with PCI 5, all today's generations of CPUs are ECC in general. It's like a compatibility thing. Otherwise, you are not going to get the allowance to produce mainboards with PCI Express 5. The worst heat generation of any CPU ever, but absolute tank. Took GPU levels of power. 220 to 240 watt or so, insane. That's nothing special these days. Just saying. Have you seen the GPUs of today's time, man? I could have built like 15 years ago a whole PC in the format of today's GPUs. It's fucking insane. They need all this power and all the coolant. It's insane. Let's go to the last news for today, and then we are done, and you have a pause from me till tomorrow. Which is the main attraction of today, actually. Nintendo boss says Switch 2 should be available till this holiday in the US, but tariff threat looms. Sure. And I found his name very fitting, right? I'm pretty sure he got the job only because of his name with Nintendo of America. Nintendo of America boss Doug Bowser has spoken up to assure people that the Switch 2 should be in stock through the holiday. Appearing on CBS Mornings, Bowser said Nintendo has a steady supply of manufacturing for the Switch 2 that should continue to make its way to retailers. We believe we'll be able to meet that demand all the way through the summer and into the holiday period, Bowser said. The Switch 2 initial pre-orders sold through, and the console is still not in regular supply for anyone who wants one. You can consult GameSpot's Switch 2 buying guide to help secure a console for yourself. Yeah, I've heard mixed stuff. Many people said like, yeah, everywhere where I went, it was sold out, and others reported, I just went into a store, the Target, the Best Buy, got it there myself and all that stuff. And GameStop seems to have it on stock the whole time, so it doesn't look like too bad of a situation to get your hands on your console. Fluid and complex situation. Also in the interview, Bowser addressed the ongoing tariff situation and how it impacts the Switch 2. The executive clarified that the Switch 2 consoles for the US are primarily manufactured in the US, while Nintendo also makes Switch 2 consoles in China and Cambodia for other parts of the world. Bowser acknowledged that it's a fluid and complex situation as it relates to tariffs. And while Nintendo did not raise prices on the Switch 2 console, it did raise prices on some accessories due to tariffs. Mm, I really doubt that it's because of that, but yeah, whatever. They can tell us whatever they want. How the heck can we check that, right? How can we verify all those informations in the first place? Looking ahead, Bowser said Nintendo is looking at various scenarios to help ensure the Switch 2 can stay at $450 US for the base model and $500 for the Mario Kart 2 bundle. I don't know what Mario Kart 2 bundle that is, but whoever wrote this article missed something, I think, or mixed something up. US President Donald Trump announced a 46% tariff on products from Vietnam, but it was paused and it is now not expected to go into effect until July. Specifically, the pause is in effect until July 9th. A 46% tariff rate is significant, but it's unclear how Nintendo would react if tariffs at that level are implemented. I have, for some reason, my doubts that any of those tariffs talks and all that have any impact really, because I think the console is overpriced. I think they are selling it so overpriced from the beginning on. So now with the tariffs, they can still keep it on the same price, probably. Because, like I mentioned last week with the repair and replacements of the console itself, which was only $180, that's like a big fucking difference, right? Even if you put like a 30% for sales and retailer prices on the $180, you're not even still near the $450 in retail prices, right? So I don't think Nintendo is very honest with us in general, and they might have just adjusted the prices from the beginning on because they knew the tariffs are going to come, and they might have just go along with a higher price and then keep it on that level. So in the import, they just can claim, yeah, it was now made cheaper or whatever. I'm a little bit surprised. We have also mixed messages here. Bowser tells us mainly they are manufactured in the US. So why even mentioning the tariffs and all that? You know what I mean? And I hate dishonesty, and I feel like I'm being lied at one point here. I don't like to be lied. If you're a liar, go fuck your mama in the ass. Without any lubricant, by the way. Just saying. Just saying. If you want to lie to yourself, I'm up for it. Go lie to yourself all day long. I don't appreciate to be lied on. That's my take. On scale from 1 to 10, how much do you hate Nintendo? Probably like a 6 to 7. Something in between 6 and 7. Like a 6.5, I would say. I don't hate Nintendo. I don't care for Nintendo. Hate is a big word. Hate is a really big word. I just don't care so much for Nintendo. I mean, I don't care for Sony either, really, to be honest. I don't care for Microsoft either. So hate is something different. I hate to be lied on. That's my point. And I feel like we have many mixed little messages here, and I feel lied on this issue right here. So they're telling us, yeah, we have enough fucking consoles and it is produced in the US, but tariffs, everybody, tariffs. Maybe they mean specifically only about the accessories, and they are not pointing that out well enough in this article, because game journalism, I don't fucking know, but it feels like I'm being lied to, and I don't like to be lied. That's all. That's all. How do you feel about it to be lied in your face to? That's what they're doing. All of them are pretty much cocksuckers. They don't care for us. That's the main point I want to bring across. None of those companies really care for us. It is very obvious more and more every day. They don't care for us at all. They just want our money, and they're going to try to do everything to get to our money. And when they get our money, they can keep lying because that's for them affirmation that the lies were effective. So I point all that stuff out. I point out as much crap they are talking to us so that they get better, hopefully, and care more for the customer, not consumer, not consumer, customer. I'm your customer. If I pay you something, I'm your customer, and I want to be treated honestly. That's all I can say. Sony probably breaks even or takes a loss on PS5 Pro. They are making no losses. FP got his PS5 just a week ago. So you shut your mouth. Sony is doing great. FP becomes a Sony and Nintendo fanboy. Nah, he always was one. Anyway, guys, I hope you had fun with a little outlook into the my news world. I try to make it as entertaining as possible, finding the most interesting news as possible. It's not always easy. It's pretty difficult actually to find news that everybody can be interested in. We have a lot of news game wise, mainly release dates. Every day we get another release trailer and all that crap. But I try my best and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I'm going to see you tomorrow again. Or leave a like, leave a comment if you see it later on. Tell me what I did wrong, what I did very good, what I did absolutely dog shit like. I want some feedbacks so I can grow better and get better in the first place. But I hope you had a great show with me. Thank you for being around, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy it. We're going to see us maybe on another show. Like me, I'm going to go to Geeks and Gamers, just chill out there for a few and do some cutting and editing. Speaking of cutting and editing, what I'm cutting and editing right now is a side-scroller's supercut with titties and boobs. You have an exclusive preview on my Discord link down below, like all the links down below. Thank you. Take care. My name is Ike. This was Switzerland Playit with the Angry Game News. Taggen. Go Taggen.